So one of the less glamorous parts about taking an overland adventure is the cleanup when you get home. Our rig has gotten very dirty from our latest adventure, the Georgia Traverse, which we made a video on, and if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go out and do that. We're going to go ahead and take everything out of the Gladiator, give it a good wash, and make sure that all of our gear is good to go for the next time we go on an adventure. Stay tuned. Work. So during our trip, everything got a very fine coat of dust on it, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull out the hose and I'm just gonna hose this stuff down and get that little layer of dust off before we go ahead and store it. A lot of people out there that don't wash their Jeep because they feel, oh, you know, a dirty Jeep means it has, you know, character, it's been somewhere. Yeah, I guess, but you know, I guess I'm a guy who also thinks that you take care of your equipment will take care of you. So, pressure washing every now and then. So here's a little hint. If you are ever washing your vehicle and you've always had this where the hose will come up and grab the tire like that and then you can't pull the hose any further. So if you just put something there, and it could be really anything. I've seen people do it with the tennis ball. I'm using one of these wheel chocks. Put a wheel chock there and now it's on the ground. It will slide around it as you pull it, just like that. So just kind of a helpful hint. So the name of the soap that I'm using is Tough Mudder by Chemical Guys. I'm gonna link it down in the description below. I believe they sell it on Amazon. It's actually pretty good. It's one of the better soaps that I've used as far as getting you know, mud and all that stuff off of your Jeep. So yeah, pick some of it up. Pretty good. I can recommend it. Used it now for a little bit. Along with this foam cannon, it provides a pretty potent combination to make sure you're getting your vehicle clean. One other thing about a clean vehicle is it also helps you to identify any weak points or maybe chips or anything like that in the paint. It's a time for you to lift your wipers up, look at them, inspect them, just make sure everything's good with them. Anything like that, you know, windshield chips, whatever it may be. Now, we don't have those because of this exo shield that's on here, but again, just one of those things, just give your vehicle a look over, and I think regular washing and maintenance helps you do that. Some of you may have noticed that we put these LP6s on here from Baja Designs. We got them probably about a month ago. Man, they are amazing. And when I say amazing, like really amazing, it's like having 2 exploding stars bolted to your front bumper to allow you to see at night. And I'll tell you what, ever since I have, there's been a lot of deer that I've been able to see well in advance before getting to them. You know, look, I'm not running the Baja 1000 or anything like that, you know, racing through the desert at 80 miles an hour, but what I am doing is driving some of these back country roads at 50, 55, 60 miles an hour. And like I said, there's deer that pop out in a hurry. So you want to make sure that you're covered in case that happened. And these LP6s have been amazing in that. So again, can highly recommend them if you're looking for a set of auxiliary lights, and probably the last set you actually have to buy. There's probably gonna be a few detailing guys out there that look at this and go, what in the hell are you doing? You know, you're doing the wind, you're doing the glass, you're doing the paint, you're doing all this sort of stuff in this order. Look, this isn't a show truck. You know, I gave up the show car days a long time ago, trying to keep everything pristine and crystal clear and all that. Why am I worried about some swirl marks if I'm taking this thing through the mud all the time and rocks and different things like that? So at the end of the day, I'm just really giving it kind of just a once over wash and doing that to keep it clean and presentable and help keep the paint in at least a pretty decent order. There's a lot of people out there, I think, that don't really enjoy washing their vehicle. I'm different. I've always liked it. It's always been one of those things for me. It's almost a bit relaxing, kind of cathartic. You know, at the risk of sounding lame, it kind of helps me connect with my vehicle. It makes me feel like, you know, I've got an investment here. I'm owning something. I'm getting, you know, my money's worth out of what I've purchased. And on top of that, I mean, you know, and let me know down in the comments if you think this. For me, you know, and again, at the risk of sounding lame, almost like the vehicle's a member of the family. And this is a tool. However, I'm going to use this tool to help us go on some very memorable experiences and adventures and take us to places. It also helps me get to work every day. So why shouldn't I be grateful, you know, toward it? And why shouldn't I take care of it? So that's kind of a thing. I mean, you know, again, let me know in the comments if you agree with me. Is your Jeep a member of the family? Do you consider it that as your vehicle? I mean, it doesn't have to be a Jeep necessarily, but do you consider it a member of your family? Do, you know, you treat it almost like a pet? I know I do. And I'll make no apologies for that. You know, back in the days, I used to hate cleaning wheels. You know, I mean, if you had those ones that had the 100 spokes, or, you know, they were very, very small gaps that you had to clean between. I remember being at car shows and getting out there with a toothbrush and cleaning certain portions of my wheels before, you know, the judges came around and looked at it because I drove the car there that day. You know, these wheels, these TerraFlex Nomads, first off, they've been a champ. I love the air up, air down feature on them. They look good. Everybody always asks about them. But I'll tell you, they're very easy also to clean. You know, some people might think that the foam can is a little bit of overkill for something like this, but Honestly, again, I think it does the best job of distributing that soap out the best. You know, like I said, keep your equipment clean. I usually don't clean the bed, like scrub it or anything like that. You know, just gonna let the soap sit there for a few and let it do its thing and then rinse it out. This Mountain Hatch tailgate cover has actually really been good. I mean, we've really enjoyed having it. I know there's some people that have definitely let it be known in the comments of the video where I installed it that they thought it was a gigantic waste of money. I respectfully disagree with them. I think it's been really, really good as far as a tailgate, you know, cover. It's held up well as far as UV. It's done well. You know, I've sat on it several times. It's nice not to have those bumps in there. You know, if you haven't seen that video, go ahead and look it up after this one. Go watch it. It's actually pretty good. It is a little bit expensive, sure, but again, I think you're paying for quality at the end of the day. One good thing about this foam cannon is a little really does go a long way when it comes to that soap. You know, I kind of feel like you save a lot in soap just having the foam cannon on there. Help distribute a little bit better. So what's your favorite car that you've ever owned, a vehicle you've ever owned? There's got to be a favorite. Everybody's got that one. Honestly, you know, I've got a 2005 LJ that's over there that I need to repair and get it up and running, and that was my first Jeep. It'll always hold a very special place in my heart. I do love this Gladiator though. I really do. Like, it's been, for me, the perfect vehicle. It's just done everything I've asked it to do. It seems to have endless options for what you can put on it and modify to it and make it look and make it your own personality. I find it hard to find fault in it as far as from my perspective. I know some other people probably think different, and good for you. But for me, this is a vehicle that it's been a joy to own. If you are still watching me wash the Gladiator, thank you for sticking around. If this is your first time here to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. I think we put out some pretty good content, you know, mostly Jeep stuff, shows. There's a lot of shows coming up. Jeep Beach is just around the corner. I'll be here before I know it. We'll be there and we'll be in force, you know, going down there and covering the show and making sure that you see all the latest products. We're gonna have some interviews with some vendors and you know, just talk to some good folks out there. See what kind of rigs people are building. It's so cool to be able to see the imagination that people have when it comes to building a Jeep up, whether you take it on the trail or whether you just enter it in shows or whether it's just an extension of your personality. You know, again, good for you. I think that's so fantastic. I think that's something that this community really does well, is it allows people to express who they are through their vehicle and you know, use it as almost like an art form. So again, if you are watching the video still and you're, you know, not subscribed to the channel, I invite you to. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. You're one of the almost 2,400 people who subscribe to the channel, and I am so stoked about that. When I started this, I didn't think I'd have 1,000 people watching me do what I do. But it's the subscribers out there, and you guys really make everything possible for me to be able to go places, to do things, to take the Jeep, you know, on adventures and go and test new products and see new things. So I really am appreciative for everybody who is subscribed that allows me to do that. So if I don't say it enough, you know, in some of the videos, again, thank you so much for what you give to this channel. So there's one more thing I like to do. I like to spray the underside of the Gladiator, and this little widget right here, made by Ryobi, it's called the Water Broom, and I'll link to it down below. It allows you to basically roll underneath the vehicle, and it's got these 3 spray nozzles that fit right here on the end of your pressure washer. A universal fit, same fitting as any other pressure washer. And again, you sort of roll it along the ground, and when you roll it along the ground, it washes the undercarriage of your vehicle, which is also important to do. So again, pretty cool. You know, so I'm gonna use that real quick. All right, well, thank you for watching to the end. If you have, the Gladiator is all clean. I know this is a little bit different of a style of video for Dixie Overland. You know, I just wanted to come out here and basically just talk to the camera a little bit. Get your thoughts as well as to what maybe you're looking at the channel doing or whatnot for the remainder of the year. If you do have any ideas for what you'd like to see, hey, drop them in the comments. I'm always open for suggestions. I know we're gonna be doing some shows. I know that we have some pretty cool adventures that are gonna be coming up. We got some spots marked on the calendar. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. But in the meantime, you know, again, I'm always up for suggestions if there's anything that you wanna see specifically. Well, I've been Gary from Dixie Overland, and the adventure is just getting started.